like to start today and dedicate our conversation to a dear friend, and which is Mohammed Lufthoff, and that anyone who's listening now, if we could send him as much light as possible. And he is in a very important piece of our whole process. So I just want to take a moment and say, Muhammad is in our prayers, but he was a true blessing to me when he came to my home, and we had a wonderful day, and I want to send him all the energy that we can possibly send him. Today, I thought about starting out on the illusion is that we're humans having this spiritual experience, but really we're spirit having a human experience. And if you look at it that way, then we're all really basically the same. It eliminates out saying, I guess from different religious perspectives, I believe this, and this is the way, and if there, that would be very egoic to think that you were outside of God, because God is everything, and he has many cultures that have different traditions, but when they're praying to the same God that created the rain, that creates the water, that creates the air, that creates the earth, that he's the same one that keeps our hearts beating. He's the same one that brings the sun and the moon up, and there is no difference between any of us and any religion. We're all made out of the same atoms and the same particles and the same molecules. Which leads me to this. I believe we're all on the same search, and we all have the same mission. And that is love. We're all looking for love. We all are looking for acceptance. And the irony of it is that this massive search that we're on, from the time we're little to the time we're on our deathbeds, we're looking for this love, which is who we are. We're made of that stuff. We're made of that stuff that beats our heart. We're made of the stuff that really transform all human understanding. Because as humans, we can't understand the whole picture. But Spirit knows what's happening. And Spirit is guiding us all. So if we allow ourselves to trust in God, then we're going to get there. And I was in a class about a week ago, and it was a prosperity class, and at the end of many, many weeks of groups of us meeting, it was very obvious that the true wealth was love. That way, everybody's thinking it's more money or cars or houses or anything, but love is really the true wealth, because it doesn't matter. All this other stuff doesn't really matter. However, it is nice to have gas in your car or food on the table. So I pray each day that I will, for courage, and that I will just be provided for enough to do whatever God's mission is for me to do. Today marks a very auspicious day to me, because it's taking me back really to the 60s and to the anti-war movements and everything that we had in the States and Vietnam. And right now, our youth are marching all over the country. There are hundreds of thousands, I think. I don't know the exact number, but Washington, D.C. is full in front of Capitol Hill of young children saying no more guns. And they're marching in New York, they're marching in Florida, Los Angeles, and hopefully all over the world. I just witnessed the granddaughter of Martin Luther King speaking. She must have been 7. And she was saying how her grandfather had a dream and that we are to believe and to stop this gun violence. And really, she's out there speaking for stopping guns altogether. And I happen to be one of those with her. I don't believe that guns are going to bring us peace. It's just nor war. That we need to wake up, and that love is the answer. So if we just hold that space today, that we're all the same, that we're all made out of the same stardust or atoms or molecules or whatever you want to think about it, and remember that you are spirit and not just this human being. Your spirit always lives on. We take many forms when we come here to this planet, but I believe we're all on the same mission, and the mission is to find love or be love, because that's what we're looking for, is what we are. And it's an incredible thing when you start to get into a room of people who are waking up. And this movement also, like the kids with their anti-guns, about waking up, is moving very rapidly right now around the planet, because we must wake up. We cannot have wars in 4 or 5 countries. We cannot be, it's not a game. And we need to come to the greatest understanding of all, is that we are all the same. And so now I want to turn it over to Mustafa, and may he continue on.
Okay, I will continue from where Marty stopped. And to start with, I like so much the introduction that she made, praying for Muhammad Yusuf Lotfi. That's what I told her, that he's in the intensive care right now. And we pray that he is under the care of God, and that he will be okay, inshallah. To start with, we decided that the topic of today is love. And we only decide the framework, only the general topic. And we would like that what we say comes from the heart directly. That's why we do not prepare what we're going to say. And it's just that framework. Because we believe that what we are doing is spiritual, and the spiritual draws from the meaning, and the spirituality is a meaning, and the meaning in monasticism is just derives from one entity, and we are expressing that entity. Every time we are expressing it from a different angle. That's the whole thing. And thanks to Marty, we met 10 years ago, as I said, and she represents my gate for spiritual America. Through her, I came to know so many people in conferences, and here in Montreal and in San Francisco, people who are very awake and who are very knowledgeable and who are very spiritually oriented. And through her, I came to realize that the Americans they are very strong on that. They are, I just thought, I knew that they are very advanced in the material world, but it wasn't clear to me that they are also very knowledgeable and great on the spiritual aspect of life. To start, love is the core of spirituality. In Sufism, they say there was God. That's in what we call Hadith Qudsi, which means that God has said it. It is God who said it. he says, I was a hidden treasure, and then I wanted to be known, so I created this creation in order to be known, so I am known through my creation. And in other words, they say, another saying for Sufism, there was God and nothing with him, and now it is God as he started. In other words, is that in creation there is nothing but a spirit. And that spirit is God. All of it. With the appearance, the material world is just a manifestation of it. Everything, every element, us, the air, the ground, the rocks, the river, the ocean, are spirit in essence. And actually physics came to say that. The united field theory of Einstein says that it is energy, and there is no difference in energy other than the length of the wave. Also, it's said in a different way that the composition of all elements in the world is electrons, protons, and neutrons, and we don't know, physics doesn't know the essence of those small particles. We know in physics the laws that govern their movement, but that's all. We don't know their essence. And all what can physics do is to say that the essence of these is energy. Energy in different wavelengths. Ustaz Mahmoud said the essence of that is a spirit, is intelligence.